Hello, traders. Good evening. Welcome to this interesting session of Forex Introduction to Forex Trading 101. Today, we shall go through some of the issues people have been grappling with for a long, long time. So, my name is Tom Okore, and I'm a Kenyan born. Um, and with time, you'll get to learn a little bit about me. I am a Forex trader. I've been trading since 2018, and it has been a very interesting journey, and I will share with you more about that. So, very quickly, our topic for today is basically a very introductory session. So, from this, you probably will not be able to go jump in and trade right away. However, it will give you the background you may need to actually uh, follow up and learn how to trade. So, having said that, let's go on. So, what will we cover in this session? In this session, we shall we shall cover what is Forex. Is Forex a scam? Do I need advanced degree in finance or commerce to trade in Forex market? Do I need a license to trade? Which broker should I use? How do I trade and make money in the Forex market? So please understand that the time we have here may not be sufficient to actually dive into all the details. What I will do is after this video recording, I will then have a Q&A, a question and answer session where I will be open, answering questions. So, but for now, let's have this basic information. All right. So, what is Forex? Well, from the name, as it suggests, it is a short for foreign exchange or Forex market. Okay. This is where market currencies from all over the world are traded against each other in form of pairs. So the example I normally like to give is, for example, if you are living in Kenya or Zambia for that matter, like I am right now, and you want to buy a plane ticket, some of the dealers or rather the agents might tell you you have to pay in dollars or euro, depending on which currency or the airline. Or better yet, if you want to travel to Europe or the US or wherever, chances are you'll have to exchange your local currency to that foreign country's currency. So having said that, then you also understand that if, for example, you have $1,000 today, and right now the currency market, or rather the local currencies in all countries, has really gone bad. All right. So assuming that because of COVID, okay, for argument's sake, let's pretend that $1, and I'll use the Kenyan shillings, okay, $1 equals to maybe 100 Kenyan shillings. All right, so $1 is 100 Kenyan shillings, and let's say you have $1,000 that you need, you have $1,000, so you have the equivalent of about 100,000 Kenyan shillings. Now, if let's say you go to Europe or the States or somewhere and you stay there for maybe a month or two, and then you come back to Kenya, and maybe your hosts were generous and so you didn't even spend your $1,000. You come back and you are told that the economy is very bad in Kenya, and now the $1 is now actually going for 150 Kenya shillings. Okay, unfortunately, right now it's about 107. But anyway, if it's now 150 shillings for every dollar you have, remember when you went, you had $1,000. Well, when you come back to Kenya and you exchange your $1,000 that you didn't use, what will you have? You will suddenly have 100 Kenya shillings. So what has happened there? Suddenly, the value of your money has just increased, yet it is the same dollar. Same dollar. Now, the converse could be true. You might have left when the currency was at 100, and you come back and you find that the Kenyan shilling has become strong, and now maybe the dollar is only going for 95 Kenyan shillings. So when you come back, you will not get your equivalent that you went with, which was 100,000, but now you'll be given 95,000 shillings. Okay? In other words, you'll have lost some money. Okay? So again, this is a very, very simple example of how currencies change. So because currencies change, then the Forex market is a market where all these currencies from all over the world are traded against each other in form of pairs. Like what we get there was Kenya USD. Kenya USD. Well, when you're outside, the more popular ones are like Euro USD, AUD USD, and so on and so on and so on. Very many currencies. So, how do they trade it? Well, locally, you might find the multinationals, maybe big manufacturing companies, say Unilever, that maybe manufactures things locally. Maybe big companies like Volvo or Ford, when they're assembling their vehicles, they have to transact, they have to move large volumes of money. So if the plant in Kenya requires $1 million, well, the equivalent of $1 million, they would probably request from the bank from their sources, either the US or UK, to ship in that money into Kenya, and that money must exchange into Kenya shillings. So this transaction here will apply. So again, that's a detailed explanation for something fairly almost simple, but you understand that there is a market that all this is done electronically without to be physically there. All right. Next slide is Forex a scam? That is an interesting question. Now, this is a discussion that can go on and on and on, but just for now, let me just explain to you that the Forex market is a legitimate trading market. Bona fide, legitimate trading market. Why? Because if that were the case, okay, it's not a scam by itself. Without Forex market, it would be difficult to trade the currencies needed to buy imports, sell imports, go to holidays, etc. Which means that there has to be a legitimate trading market where somebody can buy foreign money. Now, has it been used in scamming people? Yes, it has. It has. Some people actually go ahead and they take advantage of that word Forex. Many people, when they hear the word Forex, they feel like it's another thing from another planet. Hence, anybody who tells you, oh, look, I'll take your money and I will trade it for you in the Forex market. And every week, I'll give you like maybe $1,000 or, they'll give you some crazy figures. Now, the funny thing is, when these people take your money, they don't show you. They don't show you how they're trading, how they're making that money. Yet they tell you that your money will bring back dividends, maybe after 3 months. Okay? So you give us $1,000 or $2,000. When you come back, we'll give you $6,000. Really? Well, without telling you what they're doing, without you seeing if they're trading or not, it's very likely that it is you're being scammed. So they take advantage of the lack of knowledge, or for lack of a better word, people's laziness of wanting to find out knowledge, what Forex is and what it is not. So people take advantage of that. Okay? Now, the more common one now is they're using a combination of two things that people don't know. They're using Forex and they're using pyramid schemes. Okay? They're using pyramid schemes to scam people. Where a pyramid scheme is you bring in people one after the other without any clear business model. So a pyramid scheme thrives on the idea that if you recruit people, okay, if you recruit person number one, then this person number one brings 2 or 3 people down there, and then each of these brings, 2 people. Okay. Sorry, these are mostly this common in multi-level marketing, and I have to correct something here. Multi-level marketings are not necessarily scams. Actually, they are not. However, many have used them to scam people. Okay. So first, let's clarify this. This is a multi-level marketing strategy where the idea is you have one person at the top, you bring in people at the bottom who will benefit from that person. You bring in, each person brings 2 people, they benefit from there, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So how do they take advantage of something that maybe would otherwise be noble? How do they take advantage? Well, without any clear business model, okay, somebody at the top is saying, look, you guys below me get 1,000 shillings. When you come in, you pay 1,000 shillings. So these guys pay 1,000 each. Right there, the guy at the top has a total of about 2,000. Then they're told to go and bring 2 people, at minimum 2 people, who will pay also 1,000 bob each. Okay, and they're told in 6 weeks or 3 months, I will pay you double, not even double. After a month, 1 month, I'll pay you 2,000 for every 1,000 you give me. Okay, so these guys hurry up, they look for somebody, and then this person is being told the same thing. When you bring in your 1,000, in 1 month, I'll pay you 2,000, double your money. Then this guy is the same thing. Well, guess what happens? By the time you get to maybe even the 5th layer down here, I mean, you have millions because it's 1,000 times, I don't know what, times what, times what, times what. So you can easily pay off these first few guys here without the guys at the bottom noticing what's going on. All right. Typically, what happens is this kind of model, one, it is not a business model. Okay. However, when the scammers use it, it is not sustainable with time. It is not because person number X or level X, which might have maybe 1,000 people down there. Okay. When you have 1,000, each giving 1,000, that's already a million. Yeah. You cannot pay 2 million for these guys who have given you a million. It's not feasible. However, the first few guys ahead of you here might be the lucky recipients. Okay, so this thing will eventually collapse. So anyway, long explanation for a short matter. Forex is not a pyramid scheme. This is a pyramid scheme. All right, not multi-level marketing. Excuse me, but the way it has been used and abused, they come and tell you that. In fact, the more common ones right now in Kenya and I think most of the African countries, they come and tell you that they're teaching you Forex, okay? But they're saying because Forex is very hard to learn, you have 2 options. Option number one, you can learn how to trade, and because you're going to learn, we shall give you the tools to learn, okay? So usually their lessons, for lack of better word, are nothing you can write home about, right? Why? Because they teach you things that they obviously know will be difficult for you to understand. Some use um, uh, different tools in Forex to lure you. And because of the complexity, often people give up. That's number one. Number two, they tell you, oh, well, or the other option is simple, right? You can make money through what we call our signals. Okay, now this one, there's some bit of legitimacy in the sense that yes, they actually may be doing at the markets and giving you things for you to trade. But here they don't trade, they don't give it to you. Sometimes they say they're trading for you, which in itself is funny. So again, unfortunately, we don't have the details, I mean the time to go into the details, but that's the second option. They will give you signals. The third option, which now is even worse than the second one, is they will just tell you do a referral, okay, which is very, very common. Now, the referral means for every, this is where now they mash and mix and mash and mesh the whole idea of multi-level marketing. So you bring in one person, okay, and then you recruit maybe 5 people, and then each of them maybe recruit another 5 people, and you get money from referrals, okay, 5 there, and each of them brings another 5 people, and they tell you for each, you get a portion or a percentage of your level. Like this is level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3. So you see, they're using the concept of multi-level marketing. But here's the twist. Even when they do that, they then claim that the money you get here, that they use it in trading, and the profit they get there is what they use to pay you here. Trust me, that is the lie. That is the scam. Because what they don't tell you is actually they're banking on these numbers. Because when these numbers come, okay, they get money. So through referrals, they get money, money, money. Now, there is no business model in referral. That is not a business. And actually, it is illegal. You cannot just get, otherwise, all these schemes that have been, pyramid schemes that have been coming and going, they come on the same idea. They tell you, come recruit 10 people, they each pay 10,000. Okay, they will get after 4 weeks, they'll get 20,000. Then they tell those next people to recruit 10,000, and so on. Mathematically, if you do the math, by the time you go to the fifth level, that's a lot of money coming to the guys on top. Now, unfortunately, mathematically, at some point, it will collapse because it is not sustainable. Especially as you go down with the time, there are more and more people wanting to cash in, and that's where it all goes wrong. So, multi-level marketing in itself is not a scam. However, the way it is being used by scammers is in itself the scam, because there is no business model in referral by itself. But when there is a service or goods being sold, then that is a legitimate business. Right. Now, most Forex companies, the fake ones that come in, they pretend, they come under the disguise that they want to give education. They're saying, oh, our business is in Forex education. And that's where it becomes a mess. Because the education they give you, as you go deep, you almost don't learn anything. They tell you they will teach you, and they give you books or whatever you need to try and learn by yourself, which in itself is a problem. Okay? Then they tell you, well, if that is difficult, it's okay. You can subscribe to the signals. Okay? If you don't know how to do that. Now, unfortunately, they don't even show you how they do the signals. Okay? They just send you signs, you enter, and hopefully you'll get reward at the end of the month. And then finally, the referral program. which is their cash cow. So this first two is just to lure you in, to make you think that they're actually a serious business. But really, what they're doing is preying on people to just make money on the referral because people will get lazy when it comes to learning. Nobody wants to learn. Forex is not as easy as people think. Nobody wants to learn it. The signal part, default rate is very, very high. Hence, by default, people just resort to referral. And that's their cash cow, but they don't tell you that. All right. Sorry I've spent so much time on that, but we can have more discussion on that later. Okay. Next. Okay. Sorry I spent too much time on that because I had people really keen on that. Okay. All right. Our next slide is, do I need an advanced degree in finance or commerce to trade? Absolutely no. All right. Forex is just about understanding how the markets are moving and what you should do. So yes, if we had more time, I would share with you the detail, but in brief, this is what Forex is all about. This is how you trade Forex. So the markets move in an interesting fashion. They go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And similarly, the same thing, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? So down, up, down, up, down, up. When it's going up, we're saying it's on an uptrend. Uptrend. Or we say the market is bullish. Heard of that term? Bullish. Okay. Or we say the market is long. So how do you make money here? Well, you make money by buying. If it's going up and you buy, you are making money. Now, the converse is true. When it's going down and you sell, okay, sell, then you are making money. Going down, or is called a sell, or we say we are being bearish, okay, bearish, or we say you are being short in the market. So if you listen to a lot of news, Bloomberg News, or CNN or something news, you hear, oh, the markets have been bullish today. That means they've been going up and up and up, or they've been bearish, or people are going short on that market. It means it's been rolling down. So when I say it's going up and you make money, or it's going down and you make money, what exactly do I mean? Well, if we take at an instant point A, at a point A, if you enter the market at point A and you get out at point B, the difference in this value of that currency at that point and that is the money you'll have made. And it's measured in units called pips. Okay, where pips is price interest points. All right. So if let me remove. Okay, if point A the price maybe was 1.3501, and at point B is 1.3601, then that change is, you can call it 100. Well, if you subtract this from that, you get 100, right? So the difference between the two is 100, okay? And we call that 100, we call it 100 pips. What does this mean? Well, usually one pip in Forex, one pip equals to about $10. Now, depending on the currency pair you're talking about, it's about $10. So if you make 10 pips a day, that's 10 times 10, that's about $100, a day. If you make 100 pips in one day, that's, so people just try very hard to make even 5 pips a day, depending on the currency pair you're using or the risk appetite you have. All right, we'll get more to that later, but I'm trying to make the video short here. Okay. So, do you need an advanced degree? Absolutely not. Do I need a license to trade as a retailer? No, you don't need a license. Now, who needs a license to trade? Brokers. The Forex institutions do need licenses because they are required by law to actually register, just like a business. If you want to run a business and probably handling people's money, you are required by law to register with the authorities. So in this case, like in Kenya, and I think even in Zambia, you're required, if you're going to run a brokerage firm, okay, you are required by law to register and have a license. However, individuals like you and myself, we are expected or thought of that we shall go to the broker and give them our money and they will trade for us. That is what the brokerage firms do. However, if you learn what the brokerage firm does and you are not taking people's money and trading for them, then you don't need a license. However, if you're taking people's money and you tell them you're going to trade for them, then yes, you need a business, you need a business license, and you might get in trouble. Actually, you will get in trouble with the authorities. So, why is it like that? It's because the government has a responsibility to safeguard its citizens, to protect its citizens from scammers, especially individuals who come and tell you that I will go and trade for you, I'll make for you some money. Well, they're using your money to, scam other people. And that's what they use. They use, wow, unfortunately, my meeting is saying it'll end in 2 minutes. So I'll have to pause this recording and make a part 2 of this. But anyway, since we still have 2 minutes, let me see. Okay. All right. I spent so much time trying to explain these things, but anyway, this one, yes, as a retailer, as an individual, you don't need a license. So next slide. Which broker should I use? I have a list of brokers you can use in Kenya. Okay. How do I trade and make money? I just showed you in brief how that can happen. Reasons to trade the Forex market? Well, there are very many reasons, but when you have time, you go through this video and you'll understand some of the explanations. The market is open 24 hours. There are no fees on transactions. You buy and sell whatever the side you want. The market is not influenced. There's significant leverage of liquidity and so on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think I will pause this video here and I will make a part 2 of this so we have more time. Okay, thank you.